hope y'all ready to talk about what we used to do on Friday nights inside of prison.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone, I'ma charge it, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Hit that like, subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Also, make sure your notifications are placed on all instead of personalized. Therefore, you get notified for all videos that are dropped instead of just a variety. You feel me? Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get right into this video. Welcome back. Let's do it. Today, I want to talk on some of the shit that we did for fun while I was locked up down here in the state of Florida, when I was at Calhoun CI to be exact, which is in Blountstown, Florida. All right. Now, y'all already know from all the videos you done seen me upload on this channel, and from multiple other people you done heard stories about prison, y'all already know that prison is a dangerous place. All right. Well, while I was at Calhoun CI, I was in the JIT dorm where it was 24-year-olds and under. And on Friday nights, we used to have Friday night fight nights. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and, tell y'all how it would go down, what to expect if you ever find yourself around Friday night fights. And, the inputs and the outputs of however that shit can handle. You know what I'm saying? Now, Friday night fights was something that not everyone agreed with. You understand? It isn't like every single person there was like, oh, bitch, let's fight. We all finna do Friday night fights. No, it was kind of like a thing where a couple of us came together, and there was basically a portion of the dorm that was with it and a portion of the dorm that wasn't with it. That was basically forced to be a part of it. You understand? And they already had Friday night fights, while I was there. They just didn't call it Friday night fights. But I was one of the people that was actually, committed. I was with it, I was down, and it was shit to kill our time, you feel me? It's like gambling, but you're putting yourself on the platter, You fuck around and get put in the paint with the wrong person and get your ass handled to you, boy, and then you're gonna be looking dumb. But anyways, every single Friday, we'd grab a canteen bag like this and walk around and make each person throw their ID inside of the bag. All right, self-explanatory, real easy. Just put the ID in the bag, go from one bunk to another, drop your ID in the bag, drop your ID in the bag, ID, ID, ID. And you already know. Then all we do is shake it up like this. That's it, shake it up. You're gonna have a shitload of fucking, IDs in there. And then you just stick your hand in there and pull two of them out. Them are the two people that are gonna catch the wall and fight. All right? And, it wasn't really, good ideas. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people definitely got their ass whooped. But, it was kind of fun and it did pass time. And some people who actually were scared to fight, that we literally made fight because their ID was, chosen, literally like won before. You see what I'm saying? Like they didn't know they had it in them until they were forced to get put in that paint. And I had some homeboys that were real serious about that Friday night fight shit, to where if you weren't down and you didn't want to, put your ID in the bag or whatever, then, they would try to jump you. They would literally like, well, fuck it, then you're going to fight all of us then. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to see me and about 4 of my other homeboys. Bitch, everybody's participating in this shit. Ain't no favoritism. And that's what it was, it was the JIT dorm. And this is the type of things that you got to look for when you go to places where you got youth. People that are younger. Because, you're going to do anything to kill time. And shit that be violent and so serious also be fun. I've been to camps where we didn't have no violence at all. Like DeSoto. When I EOS, my last like 90 days or whatever it was at DeSoto. And that shit there went by so slow because we didn't have shit going on. There wasn't no fighting. There wasn't barely any people got wet. I think 1 or 2 people got cut the whole time I was there. It was never nothing that's like serious. So that was like hard time compared to like places like Calhoun and Charlotte. You see what I'm saying? When you got to fight, for no reason at all. And the way Calhoun was set up is, it was an open bay dorm that I was in, and I was in G dorm. They called it Gangland. I've told numerous stories on this shit before, G1 and G2. The warden used to come in there and say, all my problems are right here in G dorm. I could move y'all, separate y'all on the compound, but then I won't have control of my compound. Right now, I just don't have control of this dorm. He's like, I be wanting to back this bus on up and just transfer this whole damn dorm. Make my institution better once again. Because that's how it was there. You know, we get caught fighting, or you get caught with a cell phone, you get caught with a knife, no matter what it is. You go to confinement. If your ass was under the age of 24, you're coming straight back to gangland. You're coming right back to G-dorm. You know? And like I said, some people who didn't know how to fight or was scared or nervous, you know, they got that shit out of their system once they had no choice. You know, they were forced to fight. And, you know, that's what happened. And I ain't gonna lie, I seen some badass fights. Like, a couple of them with two people that, you know, like, you knew were bumping. Like, oh shit, whoever he fights, he finna knock him out. And then you pull another card out and it's like, oh, well, I don't know, whoever he fight, he finna knock him out. Now them boys in there going at it. Neither one of them want to be considered a loser. Them boys in there bumping, throwing hands. And the way it was set up is, you know, we had the open bays. You know, we had that wall that I always talk about when it comes to open bays, where the officer sitting in the officer station, he could see the TV room, the other TV room of the other dorm, and then there's that wall that separates the TV room from like your living area where the beds and shit are at. Well, along that wall was bunk beds. You feel me? At Charlotte. But at Calhoun, there was no bunk beds against the wall there. That shit was wide open. And the water fountain wasn't in the TV room. It was actually on that wall. So when the officer looks near the bedding area, last thing he could see is the water fountain right there. He can't see along that wall. But they didn't have cameras yet inside of prison, so they had them spot mirrors, them big old, you know, circle mirrors, and it was right there near the first single bunk. So if the officer looks like this at that mirror, it's reflecting towards the whole area where everyone lives. Well, all we would do is sign language someone from the side next door, you know, to get the officer's attention, like get his attention. So all you gotta tell someone. And then they're gonna walk up and be like, into the little flat, because there's a flat for each dorm. If someone calls the officer, he's gotta slide over there in his office chair and ask you through the flat, what is it you need? Oh, I need a grievance. Oh, I need a sick call. I need an aspirin. Well, it's really a non-aspirin, but you know, I got a headache. I need something for my headache. You know, shit like that, just to get his attention, whatever it may be, you know? So once he gets his attention, then jump up on that first single bunk and turn the mirror and then walk away from it. He's not gonna notice at the time that that mirror is turned. You feel me? He's not gonna strictly just look at that mirror as soon as he's done talking to him, you know? And then once he hears like some ruckus or, you know, boom, 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 bam, bam, boom, 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 hears all this bumbling and rumbling and shit, then it might catch his attention. And then he look and see the mirrors turn and then he knows something's going on. You see what I'm saying? But there ain't nothing they can really do about it. So every Friday, like I said, people were always, you know, put your name in the bag, put your name in the bag. And I told in videos before to where my name got pulled. You see what I'm saying? And I had to grade a couple times behind that shit also. Now, I ain't win them all. You feel me? You're not going to win every fight you get into. I ain't never had no one beat the dog shit out of me, though. Like, never had no one sitting on my chest just whooping me. You know what I'm saying? Never had no one have me slumped. You know, none of that shit. You feel me? But I've lost fights before. And I ain't scared to say it because you learn from losing. Not winning them all, you understand? You actually will learn from your losses more than you will from your wins. So, you know, it is what it is, you feel me? But I've told stories about my ID getting pulled out of the bag in prior videos back in the day. And one time, a homeboy of mine, his ID got pulled out of the bag. And this is like the main story that made me want to put this video together. Once his name got pulled out the bag, they pulled someone else's name out the bag. Them two got in such a, like, it turned into like an all-out beef after this. And it was supposed to be just for entertainment, to where my homeboy ended up wetting one of these dudes up. And then his homeboy ended up wetting my homeboy up. And all this different shit. And they got sent to confinement. All over a little fight. It was all over a fight. But what it was is, it wasn't just a fight alone. It was more on the clean break. When you yell clean break, you know you're supposed to break it up. You feel me? You're supposed to let go. That's simple. Y'all break that shit up, stand up again, and go and throw them hands again. And my homeboy felt like the dude didn't want a clean break, so he didn't let go. The other dude didn't let go because my homeboy didn't let go. So these boys kept bumping. They was ignoring clean break. They just kept it going. And then it looked like they been had that shit on their chest. It looked like they were going to do this shit tomorrow or later on their own, even if they weren't the ones that got pulled out of the fucking bag. Or like this been needing to happen, you know? And that shit led from literally just a simple brawl on the wall in between the water fountain in the corner right there in front of everybody, the people trying to clean break it. But then when you got people that are affiliated, you know, the wrong people can't get involved and intervene and try to break shit up, because then that could start a war, you understand? So even though everyone tried to like intervene and break it up as much as they could, it was more on like a you grab your brother, I grab my brother type shit, you know? And then once they got separated, my homeboy who was affiliated, so was the dude he was fighting was affiliated. My homeboy that was affiliated went to selling out the dude that grabbed the dude he was fighting, which was the other brother of that gang. And then it all went to a big altercation. And next thing you know, we got the police in there. And this shit was at late night shift. This was night shift. So this brawling shit was like at 9 o'clock at night. You know? So here the rest of the compound, all the other dorms were probably just chilling, taking showers, on the phone, talking to loved ones. And we got Friday night fight nights going on. You feel me? They came in there, the Doom Squad. They had us all laying on our bunks with our hands on the back of our head, our face in the pillow, like this, on our stomachs. And they came in, they took my homeboy, and they took the other dude out and shit like that. And then was trying to find out who stabbed who and all this crazy shit. And I never seen my homeboy again. All because that shit turned into something serious, you know? And one other time we had two people that got into it, and one of the dudes he didn't wake up the next morning, you feel me? Like he like got like a concussion or something, and he ended up not, you know, waking up the next morning. And this was one of the dudes that was like, you know, he wanted to fight on his own, you feel me? He was like amping people up, because you got new people that come in there that are scared and they got their tail tucked and they don't want to get no attention, they don't want to be noticed, you feel me? They just want to be left alone and shit. Well, it wasn't happening like that in G-Dorm. In G-Dorm, bro, bitches was approaching you the moment you came in. You know what I'm saying? I got approached the moment I came in. You know what I'm saying? And I told about that situation too in prior videos, you know, and it didn't matter. They called that shit gangland, and no matter who you were, where you came from, what color you were, if you were a gang member, all that shit didn't matter, because they were going to find out if you was a gang member the moment you came in that dorm. You feel me? We used to bet on people when they were coming. We bet bags of coffee. That dorm was known for making people fight each other and shit like that. Like, people would literally walk in, put their shit down by their bunk, and go check in, never come back in again. The officers used to tell them, you're probably going to have to pay rent when you go in here. Like, that's just how it was. They couldn't tame the dorm. You feel me? And Friday night fight night was one thing that literally made my time go by fast. You know, there was a couple times, like I said, that I had gotten the paint. I was nervous one time. You feel me? There was after a while, you know, you get used to that shit. You know, it's more of a gamble. You get to see more people fight than you'll actually be picked. You know, it would suck to be the one that every Friday they pull and you're in there. You know, after a while, that shit better click in your head. Nah, hell nah. There ain't no way in hell I got picked 5 Fridays in a row, bitch. Hell nah. You know, then that shit was set up like that or something, you know. But when I had to get in the paint and do that shit, I was nervous, because the person I was getting in the paint with was someone I was cool with, you know. And he had big ass hands, dog. Like, everybody knew of him because of how big his hands were. He had big ass hands, so I knew them bitches was gonna hurt. You know, people used to make fun of him and crack jokes on him because how big his hands were. You feel me? So, you know, I was nervous and shit like that, and I got in there with him or whatever. He ended up whooping me. But at the same time, it showed everyone, yeah, okay, he gonna get in there. I wasn't just amping bitches up to put their ID in there. I actually dropped my ID and got in there also, you know? And I happened to be one of the ones that got called. And you gotta get in there, gotta get in there. You know, it's all fun and games until it's your ID that gets picked. It's kind of like gives you a butterfly, you know, a nervous feeling, you feel me? And like I said, that boy's hits hit hard, you know? He won, you feel me? I give him that. And all that did was amp me up for the next fight. Like, shit, bitch, it is what it is. Like, I ain't learned no lesson or nothing from this, you feel me? I ain't learned. It ain't like I'm not gonna put my ID in there no more, you know? I used to laugh at that shit. Like, bitch, I used to hope it was me. And it was crazy because, like I said, the person that I fought that first time, I was nervous because he had big-ass hands and shit, and I knew he hit hard. But it was more because I was cool with him. So it's like, you know, when you're fighting one of your homeboys or someone you're straight with, you don't know, you know, you don't want to go all out, mash the gas, you feel me? Even though you want to win, but you're just like, I'm going to give it to him a little bit. And then once I got hit by one of his shits, I seen that boy wasn't doing the same for me. But it was already too late. I was already in the paint, you know. So, like, you know, I wasn't going to try to throw my all into what I throw at him because that was my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, like, beat his ass or bust him wide open or split him or nothing in front of all these people, you know what I'm saying? But he was trying the total opposite with Frog, you feel me? So then after that, then we got into, it was like a real rumble, you feel me? Now, once you end up losing, it don't matter if you lose or win. People gonna respect you regardless. And you will see it's kind of like a sport. Literally, I know y'all probably like a sport. Hell nah. But that's just what people did to kill our time while I was in there. Friday Night Fight was like known. Other dorms was talking about it. Other dorms would be like, man, y'all boy got them Friday Night Fight nights over there, huh? Like that was just something that we was known for doing, you know? Like people would question us, bitch, who fought last night? You know, as soon as you go to breakfast the next day, bitch, people asking you, hey, who fought over there last night? Like people want to know who got picked out of the damn raffle. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, we was all dummies. We was in there fucking doing what we had to do to kill time. We didn't give a damn about shit. And if we get caught, we go to confinement, lay down, and then come right back to the box. And since we're all under the age of 24, we're going to get released from the box the same day and come right back to the damn same dorm together. You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a way for us to relieve stress, you know. And then there isn't no picking faces. It isn't like you could take it out on someone that's weaker than you. You feel me? It's all on the luck of the draw. Yeah, you could land against someone that's weaker than you, but you could also land against someone that's 2, 3, 4 times stronger than you. You know? There was some fights, bro, where bitches was like, you knew this dude was going to dish rag this person. He was scared to fight. So then that dude got his ass whooped because he was scared to fight. And then someone else took the fade for the dude that got his ass whooped to fight someone because they felt like it wasn't fair. You know, all types of shit. All types of problems will go down. But, you know, when people think about it, they're like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Y'all was in there fighting for fun, making people fight who didn't want to fight. Well, you got to look at it this way. Like I said, prison people get wet up, stabbed. Everything turns into something serious, right? Well, with this Friday Night Fight night shit we was doing, there was so many people in there getting pressure off their chest. You feel me? From whatever they had built up, even if it wasn't with that individual they're fighting. You know, it was, they got shit built up on their chest and they want to take it out on someone. Now they're fighting a random person. Same thing with that person, whatever's on their mind. It might be aggravated that they're in prison. It might be stressing that they're having a baby on the streets, or stressing about how much time they caught in prison, or their viso suspended, or they had a bad viso, or they got an argument on the phone, or there's no money on the phone. Their mail ain't came like they wanted. They're supposed to get a graduation in education and they never graduated yet. You never know what someone's aggravating and what's built up on them. So here was a way where it was anything goes and you were fighting a random person. You feel me? To get it off your chest. And like I said, for the ones who think it was probably the stupidest shit ever, you wouldn't believe how much drama-free it was in all reality. Now, if for two people to get in an argument and start fighting right then and there in the dorm, that shit will turn into an all-out war between two different organizations and shit like that. And even if they weren't affiliated, it would still turn into something more than just that fight right there. With this little shit we had set up, bitches was in there fighting and it would like stopped right there. It was literally for the hype, for the fun, to kill time. You know, see where your hands are at, see if them shits is up to date, get your weaves on point. You know what I'm saying? See how good you are at weaving and riding the wall or whatever it is that you like to do, you know? And like I said, there were some people that it turned more than just that fight with, but not as many that was a successful fight and that was just it. You know what I'm saying? And then there was, of course, people that, you know, couldn't take the ass whooping. They let their pride get to them. They want to talk shit after the whole thing's going on. That they want a rematch, or someone that didn't like the person that they fought and they beat them up, so they go run their mouth talking about how they stomped them, I'll beat his ass again. And then, you know, certain things would lead to more fights like that. But for the most part, Friday Night Fight Night was a thing that you had to overcome being scared yourself. That's simple, because it's like you didn't know who your opponent was until them IDs was pulled out of that canteen bag. You see? And like I said, even I was nervous. So I've seen the biggest and baddest people be nervous. You know, they talk all that gangster shit, but at the same time, you don't know what's going to happen. And it ain't a nervous thing as far as, oh, it's going to hurt, or damn, you might knock me out, or anything like that. It's more of a nervous thing because it's like people feel like they're going to lose their reputation. They're going to lose their rank and their status that they stand with in the dorm. If someone feels like you a top dog and you the shit, and you a gangster, you a gorilla, you a full-time soldier, you don't play that shit, if they see you lose to this individual, it might make you feel like people look at you now like you're lower, that they'll look at you like they can whoop you now because that dude whooped you. You feel me? That's the only thing that a lot of people, you know, had a problem trying to overcome when it came to the Friday Night Fight Night. It wasn't like they were scared, like, oh my God, bro. Like, nah, bro, I don't want to fight him, bro. Or no, it wasn't no scariness shit like that. You feel me? It was with like new people that like we had to force the fight, but there was people that were more nervous to lose their reputation, you know. And since it was all fun and games, it really wasn't no losing your reputation, because you'll fight that dude and that dude will whoop you, but then that dude will get pulled 3 weeks later, and then the dude he fights dish rags him, and now you get pulled and you fight the same dude that dish ragged him, and now you knock him out. So yeah, you lost to him, but he lost to him, and then you beat him. So it's like more of just get the stress off your back and hang out in there. And it's Fridays, so it's like, you know, everybody on the streets is hanging out. Makes you think of all the shit you were doing while you were on the streets before you got incarcerated. Makes you think of what all your dogs are doing right now. Any females you was fucking on the streets, whatever it is, it makes you think like, bitch, I know my dogs are vibing right now. They got a shitload of hoes, a shitload of liquor. I know they on the streets right now, bitch, partying, loving life. Or females you was fucking with, you're like, bitch, I know that bitch drunk right now. She with her homegirl smoking, and bitches probably out getting fucked, raggedy ass females. You know, you start thinking, and you want to have some fun too. And being in prison, the only fun you can get into is shit like this, you know. And people, you know, fighting ain't fun. You feel me? It is sometimes, like on this occasion. You get what I'm saying? But it made our time go by. And it was something that happened no matter what. No matter who went to confinement, who wasn't there. Friday night fights always stayed. It always standed. And it didn't matter. It wouldn't matter if we're in a dorm of 80 and 60 of them left, 20 stayed. Well, them 20 gonna make sure Friday night fights kick off on Friday. And then we'd have a bunch of new people that come in, force them to put their ID in there. You know, then you got the ones that just came in, they don't know no better, they don't trust giving their ID over, which that's good, you know what I'm saying? But, and then you got everyone trying to get on their ass, snatching their ID, pulling their whole car, people smacking them, like because you want to play tough and act like you don't want to give your ID up when you see everybody else put their fucking ID in this ragged ass canteen bag, you know, shit like that. So it does lead to a little sidetracked altercations every once in a while. But for the most part, it was a fun thing, you know, and some people did get mocked. Some people literally got drugged, you know what I'm saying? Had blood all on the wall, on the ground, you know, looked like they got hit with locks, you feel me? Got some people that were sore losers, I mean, that would run their mouth, go grab their lock, try to swing on this person, you know? So it always looked like something was going down in our dorm, which it constantly was, really. But even on the days where it wasn't nothing that was like everyone knew was gonna happen. You feel me? Like everyone knew these rival gang members were gonna try to stab each other up because one of their brothers got $150 in the school building. Or these dudes here are gonna try to rob and extort this dude, because that's all that happened when I was at Calhoun. You feel me? Is the extortion, the people getting cut in the face, you know, and fighting. Those were the main things that happened at Calhoun. So once you don't hear something about G-Dorm, or officers ain't running across the compound to go to G-Dorm, you know that something's gonna either happen late night because it's Friday night, or tomorrow something's gonna happen. It'll be a retaliation because someone was a sore loser when their name got picked out of that canteen bag. You see what I'm saying? And you know, if you fuck around and you land somewhere and they try to make you fight, you know, you just got to be prepared for it, you know, straight up. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't whoop everybody, but at the end of the day, everybody in there can't whoop you either. You know, you gain respect. You ain't gonna only gain respect by winning. You'll gain respect by losers also. You feel me? It ain't like it's mandatory you gotta win to gain respect. It don't matter if someone whoops you, you feel me, and you know he whooped you, he knows he whooped you, y'all get an altercation next time, you tell that motherfucker, bitch, I don't give a, you know what I'm saying? You still talk to him with your chest out, as if he never whooped you before. You make him show you every single time. And eventually, after fucking falling off a bike so many times, you're going to eventually ride that motherfucker, right? That's how it's going to be. You're going to eventually flip the script on his ass, and you're going to start painting him. And then maybe he won't be with it no more. Maybe he won't be with the shits, you know? A lot of people push that issue and always argue and quick to bicker with someone that they've whooped before because they know, oh, I whooped him. And then they may have got lucky they whooped you. But that person's more scared to fight again, so they'll keep running their mouth like they'll whoop you again. And really, it don't even be that sometimes. You see what I'm saying? You got to pull their cards sometimes. No matter how many times you lose, you get back up. You a man. You was born to be a man, not no bitch. You feel me? So if you get whooped, you get whooped. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that stop you from being the man you know you are. If you know you a goon on the streets, you know what you're capable of and the way that you was living and the lifestyle that you had before you got incarcerated. Just because someone whoops you in prison, don't curl up. Don't curl up and carry yourself totally different and just be on the down low and quiet until you get out and you be who you is. Me, I was always KFROG while in prison. Shit ain't changed. I was the same person. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me make it through my bid, my experience. Because I wasn't going to curl. If a bitch whooped me, a bitch whooped me. And at the end of the world, you feel me? I know I would kill them if I wanted to, which they could kill me if they wanted to too. You see? But they know if I wanted to, I'd let them know I would kill you if I wanted to. You see what I'm saying? You got to let them know, like, you feel me? Just don't lay down no matter what you do. Don't be scared of no ass whooping. You feel me? Because no matter where you land at, you know, shit can happen. A lot of people make it through prison and they say, oh, it ain't like that. It didn't go down like that. I did this much time and no one tried me. They got lucky. They landed at one of them places around that time of year, around that season to where there was no problems. Because even the softest institutions, shit can go down in. You feel me? They made it through they slithered their way through the cracks is all it was. That doesn't mean that prison's pussy because nothing happened to them. They lucked up is what happened. You see what I'm saying? Their next bid could be totally different. I get comments all the time. Oh, this bullshit, bro. Man, when I did my bid, I did 3 years in New York. Oh, when I did my 5 years in Wisconsin. Man, it don't matter, bro. You land in a different place. You know what I'm saying? Just like me, for instance. Shit went down at Calhoun. Not as much as Charlotte. Charlotte was way more ratcheter. Shit went down like out of this world at Charlotte. DeSoto, nothing was going down. You feel me? So it shows, I know that some institutions, you can make it through. You feel what I'm saying? Some of them you'll land where it's a ratchet-ass camp. You can't always judge the walls or the institution because that ain't the killers. It's the people inside of those places. You see what I'm saying? For real. But this video right here, man, is more for the people that are watching. I want y'all to drop in the comments section, man. Let me know what y'all would do. Would y'all participate in Friday night fights? What if someone came up to you and was like, hey, put your shit in the canteen bag, bro. Put your shit in the canteen bag, bro. Feel me? Friday night fights, bitch. Would you be like, man, I ain't finna fight no random ass person for nothing? Or would you be like, shit, I'm with it. Fuck it. It is what it is. Everyone else is doing it. You feel me? What would y'all do? I want y'all to drop that in the comment section. I'm asking y'all to do that for me, all right? You know, I like to read the comments, see what y'all would do. You know, I mean, there's no way around it. You know, like, it ain't like you could be like, nah, I'm good, bro. And they're just going to walk to the next bunk. Hey, bro, do you want to participate in Friday night fights? So it's like, would you go with the flow? Or would you try to buck and get into it with everyone who's participating? Or would you just, you know, check in and get from around there? Or would you ride a kite and tell that there's Friday night fights going on, people being forced to fight? Like, whatever it is, I want you to put in the comments section, man, and let me know, you feel me? Because trust me, shit like that happens, and, you know, even though, you know, some people won't look at it like it passes time, or they feel like, oh, that's just some jit shit, that's young jitterbug shit. To me, I'm glad I went through that experience. I'm glad I learned about Friday night fighting. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad that I learned they put IDs in canteen bags, because I can always keep that in my mind and know it may not happen everywhere, but that shit happened at Calhoun while I was there. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of like an experience, a rare experience to me, you feel me? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all already know, man, beware them Friday night fights, man, because trust me, boy, if your ass ain't built for prison and you catch a charge and you think you're just going to slither and wander through with no problems, this right here might be the thing that puts you in some shit without it even being some shit. You understand? For real. But all right, man, y'all already know, man, make sure you keep them rats, snakes, squares, and clowns out your circle. You always got to do that. And keep your head up and just keep prospering, man. Don't never let no one knock you off your pivot, and you remain 100 through it all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one on up. Appreciate y'all watching. Till next time, this Frog.